Hello guys, welcome to this week's video. I have some walnut here and some bird's eye maple, I believe it is. These are just some pieces of wood that I had kicking around the shop. I am not a segmented turner, but I did decide I would try this just a little square rectangle dish, and I wanted to add a little interest, so I planed these down and cut them down. I still have to cut this off. I wasn't as concerned about that. I'll do that after I get things glued up. So it's the next day. We're on the lathe. The glue has had plenty of time to dry. I sent it through my planer, and I also took off the ends on my miter saw. That way it would be a little better squared. So we're gonna turn a rectangle bowl. I'm gonna start on the edges here, and I will get geared up and we'll get to nibbling away at this. Alright, I think I'm good with the shape on the outside. I don't know, may bring this up a little bit more. Unfortunately, you see the bird's eye maple. The bird's eye is in the maple on the bottom of the bowl, but I'm hoping but we'll see it whenever we go to hollow out the inside. So now I've got a little chip out here. So we'll see what I have to do to make that look okay. And there's some rough stuff here. I mean, most of that'll sand out. So my chuck that I normally use is in the pressure pot on another piece right now, getting ready for next week's video. So let me do some rearranging. I've got another chuck, it's just my cold jaws are on it, so I've got to go change a few things up. Okay, I cleaned up a little bit. I did do one little bit of sanding on it just to see if I was going to need to do a few more passes. I think it'll be okay. I'll go ahead and go through my other grits. I just hit it with some 120 to see if I could get those little bitty ridges out. I'm going to go ahead and make my mortise in the bottom of this and do some sanding on it, and then I will flip her around. I hope I made that big enough. Man, I'll be mad. Come on. Good thing to clean up your jaws every once in a while. If you have some thick chunk of something, it'll make your piece not set in there right. Whoa, hold still. Damn it. Okay. Well, gotta do something about that. Turn it up. Stop. Oh, dude. Stop using this thing. That's for sure. On the tips a little bit. Almost. Okay, well, I'm kind of getting there. I've got a little bit right here to get worked out. You can kind of see that I would like to take a scraper to it, but I am so afraid I'm just going to tear out the edges. I just sharpened my bowl gouge. I mean, I still have a little bit of that tear out there. I think I can get some of that sanded away. I still will probably run this against the belt sander to get those sanded up. And then, of course, you've seen it tore out, so I had to take down my edges a little bit. So I don't want to mess with that. I just need to try to get this little hump right in here out. So I am gonna take some crayon. This is just some crayon, and I want to color that so I see what I'm taking out. And then we'll get more of this taken down. and get the middle cleaned up. So pretty rigid through there, and I don't know if I'm willing to put a scraper on it. It's the edges that I'll tear up if I try to put a scraper on it. That actually needs to come down just a hair more. So I'll work that out, but I think I better stop here and just gonna be doing a lot of sanding. That's what's gonna happen. Alright, we're going to give her a wipe down with some denatured alcohol. There is still a pretty good rough patch there that I'm going to try to work on, but it's so close to that edge, I'm sure there isn't much. It's on both ends, so there probably isn't a whole lot I can do about those spots. But I do know I need to put some CA glue down in my little bitty spot. I mean, it doesn't really bother me, but better to have it, I think. Let me just wipe some of this off. And I am going to, before I put the CA glue on it, I'm going to throw some sanding sealer on it so it doesn't stain. I've only sanded up to, or down to 240, so I'm gonna put the CA, and that way I can sand it back with the 240 again, and then I can move on to the 320. Some little here. Yeah, I should do something about that. I don't know why that looks like that's inside. Just sand it more. Trying to be very careful You going right through to my chuck? You better not be. Okay. That is probably more than enough. Man, I wish I knew how to get those. Just if I keep sanding, and maybe if I just get some sandpaper by hand and work on those. All right, I'm gonna let that set, and I think really just working out these edges. I will bring you back whenever I decide what kind of finish we're going to put on it. Okay, she's been sanded. I put another coat of sanding sealer on her. Now I am going to, I think, use some some of the sanding paste. And I'm going to use a buffer to put it on with, because I think it still needs to be put on when you can spin it. We'll see if a buffer will allow me to do that. If not, I can at least buff it. Microfine on, because I think it'll shine it up. Must mean I'm done. Must mean I'm done. Battery's running down. Okay, here we are. She's kind of cute. It is my first glue up. I know it's nothing exciting, but yeah, I don't think I'm as much of a segmented person. I don't think I have the patience to be a segmented turner. The cutting up all the little bitty pieces and all that stuff and gluing. You know, I made a mess out of gluing all this together. So some of the stuff that I didn't show was me planing my piece and cutting it on the miter saw. My planer is out in the garage, and I just didn't take the camera. I didn't take you guys with me, sorry. Anyway, so yeah, whenever I got it glued up and let it set long enough, I send it through the planer, and then I cut it on the miter saw to square it back up. You know, some of the problems that you have, this should have been a little bit taller, but whenever I went when you go the wrong way on these pieces, sometimes you can lose stuff. Luckily, I was able to recover pretty well from it. Anyway, I have turned square bowls before and a rectangle bowl. So this was just my first time actually gluing some pieces together. The bird's eye and chatoyance in the maple, and there is a little flash of chatoyance in the walnut too, but the maple has most of the chatoyance, so it's cool. Of course, you have a few more bird's eyes down here on the bottom, and I just real quick re-sanded this, so I probably got some stuff on this, but and let me know what you think of this piece. I think she's pretty cute. Oh, I'm gonna go put her in the picture box. I want you guys to have a great day, and we'll see you on the flip side.